Alright, so welcome to the exclusive look at the Tecno Camon 20 Premier. So previously I tweeted some days ago that the performance of the Tecno Camon 20 Premier have been carried out the test, and I'm going to compare it to the likes of Galaxy 854, the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus with MediaTek Dimensity 1080 chipset, with the likes of the Snapdragon 695 chipset that powers the Reno 8T 5G. But I felt that Snapdragon 695 was just not up to the task, so I replaced that with the Snapdragon 782G. So the Camon 20 Premier is a top mid-range smartphone from Tecno. So in this video, I'm going to review to you the chipset and other exclusive information. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on subsequent updates. Well, before we start with the performance updates or test, let me give you guys the exclusive premiere of the gorgeous Tecno Camon 20 Premier. So this you see right here is the Tecno Camon 20 Premier, and you guys to appreciate the art and the efforts Tecno puts in making sure the smartphone is up to that premium kind of style. So you have this stretch of design with the triple major cameras, the camera module. You have the main camera, you have the ultra wide, and you also have the macro lens. And around the macro lens, there is a flashlight, or what I would like to call a ring light around the macro lens. You also have the laser autofocus. Then you have the RGBW inscription, as well as the sensor shift plus optical image stabilization inscription close to the laser autofocus. So the whole camera of the Camon 20 Premier 5G is a beast. Like, Tecno did up the game. But more impressive is that the back design, the back cover is made of leather, which gives you that premium vibe. It doesn't attract fingerprint. It's kind of like a mate, and it's kind of heartwarming. Let me put it that way. So you get to appreciate the whole art of the shape and the design of the Camon 20 Premier 5G. Now, other exclusive information you should take note is that the Camon 20 Premier 5G doesn't have 3.5 headphone jack and doesn't have micro SD slot space. So is it coming with 256 gigs of internal storage? Well, there is an option or a model for that. There's then also a higher model with 512 gigabytes of storage. So it's kind of crazy how Tecno carefully or deliberately stretch themselves to compete in the industry in terms of design and upping some materials on the production. Now let's focus on the performance. So you'll be asking me about the chipsets. Well, exclusively, the Tecno Camon 20 Premier 5G will be powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 chipset. You see, the Dimensity 1200 chipset is a flagship chipset. It was a flagship chipset. It takes you back to 2021. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, before the era of MediaTek Dimensity 9000 chipset as flagship SoC from MediaTek. The most powerful chipset before then was a MediaTek Dimensity 1200 chipset. So it's a powerful chipset. It was a flagship chipset back in 2021. Now, 2 years after, Tecno is now introducing it on their most premium Android smartphone, Camon 20 Premier. So using that chipset on the Camon 20 Premier 5G, it's kind of an upgrade when you compare the smartphone now to other mid-range smartphones in the industry. So last year, Camon 19 Pro was not up to the task at all in terms of performance. So when you compare the Camon 19 Pro to the Camon 20 Premier performance, the Camon 20 Premier performance is so outrageous. It's far better. But let's compare to the likes of Galaxy A54 with Samsung Exynos 1380 chipset. So the Dimensity 1200 chipset on the Camon 20 Premier had 40% better performance in terms of single core test, and then in terms of the multi-core, you have 18% better performance. Then when you compare it to the Snapdragon 782 5G chipset, the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 is up to 8% faster or better in multi-test, and then in single core test is about 18 to 20% better So I started comparing to the MediaTek Dimensity 1080 chipset, but the difference was so wide, like 30% far better than what you have on the Redmi 12 Pro MediaTek Dimensity 1080 chipset. So the Dimensity 1200 chipset has that flagship bloodline installed in it. So when you now have the Camon 20 Premier 5G using this kind of 5G chipset on a mid-range smartphone in 2023, it makes it a better deal. After all, if you want something better, extremely better in terms of giving that monster performance, you go for the Phantom S2 series with Dimensity 9000, the top end of the end flagship chipset from the company. So the good thing also is that when it comes to 4K recording and when it comes to the GPU, the Dimensity 1200 is also spot on. The Mali chipset has up to 9 cores. So this should handle all your intensive gaming or any graphics works you want to throw at the heavy loads. And in terms of the camera, it can support 4K resolution, which is also spot on. So the Dimensity 1200 chipset is capable to give you an awesome experience. So when you compare the Camon 20 Premier to other mid-range smartphones right now, it is not a flagship phone, but it's using a flagship chipset of 2 years ago. Something you can compare to the Snapdragon 888 or Apple A13 Bionic chipset of last years ago as well. So you can see the Camon 20 Premier is spot on. So it's a 5G device. The performance is better than most of the mid-range smartphone. Might not be like the top premium mid-range smartphones in the market with a 200 chipset. When it comes to other Snapdragon 782, Exynos 1380 chipset, Exynos 1330, MediaTek Dimensity 1080, the Camon 18 Premier is spot on, like it's up there, is way ahead. So there will be a subsequent video to this, and the sequel to this video, I'm going to review a whole, more like the first impression of the smartphone of the Camon 20 Premier. So make sure to subscribe and turn the post bell so you don't miss out on that. I love how Tecno is stretching themselves right now in the industry, especially since early last year. They are trying to step into the European market, and so they are trying to upgrade their hardware as much as possible to improve their software experience. And also when it comes to their camera, photography, videography experience, they are so innovative and they are trying to up their gaming performance as well, which makes a lot of sense. The design as well is also stepping on, and this is what we love to see. So since they're putting this effort to enter the European market, those in Africa, those in India, automatically will also reap the benefits from this bold move that Tecno is stepping into. So remember to subscribe and turn the post bell, and remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MyG. I'll drop the link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around in my next one.